Acting Police Minister Firoz Cachalia has denied interference regarding the return of 121 dockets to the political killings task team in KwaZulu-Natal. Some parties accused the minister of overstepping after he raised concerns about how National Police Commissioner General Fanie Masemola handled the matter. Violence monitor Mary de Haas joins us now for a discussion on this. A very good afternoon to you, Mary. Thanks very much for your time. What do you make of what the acting Minister of Police has actually said about this matter?
Well, I think he's within his rights to do it. This team was officially disbanded. I think you need to understand this team was set up at a ministerial level. It wasn't a team set up by a provincial or national commission. It was set up after the Morani Commission at an executive level of government involving ministers. So only the minister could disband it. The minister legally disbanded it in writing at the end of last year. So by returning, I'm not sure who he's returning the dockets to, because the so-called head of the team, who's not even a detective, he's operational response, that's General Khumalo, is currently suspended. Furthermore, General Sabia was absolutely entitled to call for the dockets because he's the national head of detectives. So I don't know who those dockets are going back to, because the political killings team has officially ceased to exist. The minister deals with policy, and the national commissioner is supposed to obey the policy directives, including when a task team is disbanded. So Masemola's broken the law, and I'm not sure who he's returned the dockets to because Khumalo is currently suspended. So I don't see why there's any controversy over this. The minister is not directing him. He's querying why he is sending dockets back to a team that no longer exists legally.
Why do you think the National Police Commissioner did it?
Well, you know, it's common knowledge in this province from January onwards. You see, you need to understand Masemola, Mkhwanazi and Khumalo go right back. They're not even detectives. They're all operational response. And Khumalo is not intelligence experienced either. I mean, it's unheard of for a detective team to be headed by an operational response member. So, but at the same time, they were all very angry about it. I mean, everybody said locally, you know, the local police said, well, you know, Mkhwanazi is furious about this because he's very close to he's very close to Khumalo. They're very close, the three of them. They go right back to the 90s. So they'll stand up for each other. The team was costing us a fortune. They were staying in luxury hotels, staying in luxury bed and breakfasts. They were hiring cars when they liked. A lot of the people in the team, they were coming and going. They weren't even detectives. They were taking dockets that they had no mandate to take. It's not their mandate to investigate millions of municipal corruption. It's the mandate of the DPCI. They were doing as they're jolly well pleased, costing us taxpayers a fortune. There was a report last month, I think, in the Sunday Times, where the Deputy National Commissioner is on record as saying, I warned Masemola last year, we can't afford the millions of rand this team is costing us for very, very minimal returns. I can tell you that. They're taking dockets they have no right to take. I don't know where those dockets have gone because Khumalo is suspended. The other problem is that Mkhwanazi is now interfering with provincial detectives and apparently trying to remove the current head, the Deputy Provincial Commissioner, who's an experienced detective. And he is allegedly, Mkhwanazi is alleged to be trying to push him out and to put one of his buddies in who's got a very dubious record and is not a detective, he's operational response. I mean, I've reported this to the minister too. I can only report these things and ask for them to be investigated.
But irrespective, though, of the fact that this team was appointed by the executive, Why would anyone want to close it down if, as many people have been saying, it's actually done a good job?
It hasn't done a good job. I can tell you that it hasn't done a good job. I've got the database that the Morani Commission worked with, and I can tell you very few of those people have been convicted. I mean, even they came to victory recently. They've arrested a lot of people maliciously. They withdrew charges when they came in. We had a very good provincial team. They withdrew charges against people, including in the Magaka case. And people died. Witnesses in one case died. And now with the hitman having confessed finally registered a confession, he wanted to and wasn't allowed to, it's clear that the people they withdrew the charges against, one died immediately almost, a very senior ANC person. Another one, there were two others, and they've had to rearrest one now, the charges they withdrew against. So they haven't done a good job. It's been impossible to get details out of them. I mean, they've messed cases up. They haven't investigated cases where there's a great deal of evidence. They've maliciously charged two policemen who had arrested hitmen with AK-47s on their way to commit a crime and withdrawn the charges against the hitmen. I mean, what sort of success is that? In every case I've followed up, there's been a cover-up for politicians or taxi people or hitmen working with politicians. The evidence is indisputable. And the problem is that the prosecutor that was running away from Gauteng to here is covering for them and messing cases up. I mean, they should have, task teams are formed for a very limited period when the police form them. I worked with task teams in the 90s. I've got an organogram. They report, there's a clear reporting line. They're detectives, and they only operate for a limited period. Like this violence in a particular area, because the 90s was very different from now. I mean, most of these cases, even if they are politicians or municipal people, they're driven by the same factors as ordinary crime, and that is, competition for tenders and this and that and the other. Our provincial team had done a far better job than this political killings team, who've cost us an earth because we also paid deployment for them. And I mean, what is absolutely scandalous is they've been running around wherever they go with members of National Intervention Unit. It's unheard of for National Intervention Unit to go running around with detectives. They're supposed to be dealing with construction mafias and with land invaders. Are you surprised it's a crime problem when people are acting completely outside of the mandate? And I mean, even this province is so badly managed that the phones don't work in some stations, the emails don't work, there's a shortage of vehicles. So, and the task team has chomped money up.
So as far as you're concerned, it's good riddance.
There's got to be a complete investigation into it. I support this inquiry. I'm beginning to wonder why it didn't start on time, because what I'm hearing from the police sources are, well, they're scrabbling around for evidence to support what Mkhwanazi came out with. I've heard more than that, but I'm not going to repeat it. And it looks as if this whole thing was to preempt any negative consequences against policemen who are under investigation.
Mary de Haas, let me thank you very much for your time. Mary de Haas talking there, commenting, of course, on the response of the acting police minister to that decision by the National Police Commissioner, General Fanie Masemola, to actually return the 121 dockets that were in Gauteng to the political killings task team in KwaZulu-Natal.